If you're putting in hours in the gym and lifting these weights, it's only natural to expect bigger, stronger muscles. Unfortunately, if you're not making the same effort in the kitchen by eating enough protein to support your workout regimen, the effect of your exercise might be a little disappointing. While it is best to source your dietary protein from food, which also brings along all the vitamins and minerals that are vital for your health, getting the required amount of protein to support your intense training may not always be that easy, especially if your diet lacks enough protein. This is why you and many avid gym goers may decide to invest in protein powders to hit their daily protein target. Now, with the various protein shakes available in the market, finding the right product can be confusing. In this video, I'll walk you through the types of protein powders and the things to look for and avoid when comparing different brands, so by the end of the video you will know exactly how to pick the protein powder that is right for you. Protein powders are derived from eggs, milk, or plants like soybeans, peas, rice, potatoes, or hemp. Whey, the dairy protein found in the watery portion of milk, is the most famous of all protein types and has deservedly earned its place at the top of the list because it is a complete high-quality protein containing all the 9 essential amino acids. It has the highest amount of leucine, the essential amino acid that is a strong stimulator of muscle protein synthesis, and it is rapidly digested and has the highest bioavailability, which means it is more effectively absorbed compared to other protein powders. Whey protein comes in one of 3 forms: concentrate, isolate, or hydrolysate. These forms vary in protein content, taste, digestibility, and price. Whey protein concentrate is the most common and cheapest form of whey, containing around 35 to 80% of protein by weight, with the remaining percentage coming from lactose and fat, which slow down its digestion, yet give it the best flavor among all other types of whey. Whey protein isolate is more expensive than concentrate because it undergoes further processing, resulting in more pure content with more than 90% protein and considerably less lactose and fat. However, despite the refined quality, there is no clear evidence of differences in the effects of concentrate and isolate on muscle protein synthesis and growth when equivalent doses are taken. Whey protein hydrolysate or hydrolyzed whey is the fastest absorbing form of whey protein because it is a pre-digested form of concentrate or isolate whey protein. It causes a 28 to 43% greater spike in insulin levels than isolate according to research. However, it also has not been shown to be any more effective at increasing size or strength, despite being the most expensive option. As you see, all 3 types of whey protein seem equally effective in building muscle size and improving strength. Deciding on which to use will more likely bank on personal aspects like your budget, lactose tolerance, and diet. For example, if you're low on budget and insensitive to lactose, whey concentrate would be your ideal economic option. However, since whey concentrate has the lowest protein content, you may have to take more than a scoop to match the protein content in a scoop of isolate. If you're lactose intolerant and looking for a cheap yet pure quality of protein without the unwanted fats and carbs of the concentrate, then whey isolate is the best bang for your buck. If budget is not a concern, then go for the hydrolyzed whey. Now, while whey protein is clearly a smart choice, that doesn't mean other protein forms cannot be beneficial, as each has its own set of unique characteristics and applications. Casein, for instance, is another dairy protein, which unlike whey, is a slow-acting supplement. In other words, your body breaks down and digests casein much more slowly, typically over a course of 4 to 6 hours, providing a slow and sustained release of amino acids into your bloodstream and then to your muscles. While whey protein is the best supplement to have pre, during, or post-workout, casein is best taken before bed or fasting, which promotes satiety and creates an anabolic environment by constantly drip feeding your muscles to protect them from being broken down. Casein becomes important when you haven't met your daily protein needs from your meals and snacks throughout the day. Now, if you have allergy to dairy, you may consider some plant-based alternatives such as soy, rice, hemp, or pea proteins. The problem with plant-based proteins, though, is that they tend to be deficient in certain essential amino acids and less effective at promoting protein synthesis compared to whey. They digest slower than animal proteins since they are rich in fiber, limiting the amino acids your body can use immediately after exercise. Combining incomplete plant proteins together, either in the same meal or throughout the day, can provide all essential amino acids, thereby optimizing the biological value and increasing protein quality. For instance, since whole grains like rice are low in lysine, while legumes like peas are high in lysine, combining rice protein and pea protein should provide enough of all the needed essential amino acids. Adding enzymes from foods or supplements to these plant protein mixtures may help increase their digestion and absorption. Speaking of soy protein, you should remember that despite being a high-quality complete protein, it has been a subject of much controversy, particularly when it comes to dropping testosterone levels and increasing estrogen levels in men, which is why it is normally avoided in the bodybuilding community. Now, once you have decided on the type of protein powder that best suits your needs, the next step is reading the nutrition label carefully to separate the good brands from the bad brands and choose the one that is right for you. First thing to look for are proprietary blends. The FDA requires manufacturers to list all the ingredients in a product on its label, along with the amount of each in terms of weight. Unless the ingredients are part of a proprietary blend, then the specific amount of each individual ingredient in the blend does not have to be listed, only the total. While many companies actually use effective blends and desire to protect their formula, others take advantage of this either by using trendy names for their blends as a marketing tactic, or by hiding their ineffective blends as a way to increase the value of their product and decrease manufacturing costs. Their blends would actually contain a higher portion of cheap, low-quality ingredients or fillers, and a lower portion of the pure active ones. To tackle this risk, it is best you avoid all sorts of protein powders containing blends. You also have to check how much protein is present relative to the serving size. The higher the amount of protein in the serving, the better. For example, a whey protein having 28 grams of protein per 35 grams serving size is better than a whey protein offering 20 grams of protein for the same serving size. A protein percentage up to 85% is considered the best. Another trap you should be mindful of is what is known as protein spiking. Unlike carbs and fats, proteins are the only nutrients providing nitrogen. By measuring the total nitrogen content in the supplement, the total grams of protein can be calculated. This paved an easy way for manufacturers to manipulate the final test result by spiking the protein with other nitrogen-containing ingredients like creatine, glutamine, glycine, or arginine to artificially inflate the amount of protein in their powder. Watch out for that and always look for brands that fully disclose the amino acid profile and content of all amino acids in their powder. The last thing to look for is contamination. This may sound alarming, but after screening 134 different top-selling protein powders in 2018, a group of researchers from the Clean Label Project traced elevated levels of heavy metals including lead, arsenic, cadmium, and mercury, as well as bisphenol A, pesticides or contaminants in the majority of them. Plant-based protein powders had higher levels of these toxins than their non-plant-based counterparts, which could have been due to the locations where the protein powders manufacturers' plant ingredients were sourced, having contaminated soil. Unfortunately, there is no federal regulation enforcing companies to test for these contaminants in the products, which is why, as a content-conscious consumer, you should always question the quality of your protein powder and ask the manufacturer how they have tested against environmental and industrial contaminants. Better also, you could look for supplements that are certified and verified by an internationally recognized third party like Informed Sports, Informed Choice, NSF, FSSAI, HACCP, or CGMP to ensure they are safe and free of any banned substances or contaminants. That's it, guys. So to recap, whey is the best protein powder in the market as a pre, intra, or post-workout supplement. While whey isolate seems to be the best bang for your buck, your choice of the type of whey will depend on your budget, lactose tolerance, and diet. If you instead prefer plant sources, go for a mixed powder, example rice pea protein. Casein is an excellent slow digesting protein that can be taken before bed or fasting to maintain an anabolic muscle sparing environment. Read the nutrition label carefully and avoid powders with proprietary blends, low protein to serving size content, protein spiking, or contamination. Always opt for certified protein powders and ask manufacturers about the quality of their products and how they were tested. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. If you're looking for a complete self-educational training guide that teaches you step by step how to customize your workout and meal plans, please visit my website. Also check out my next 2 suggested videos on how to accurately calculate the calories you need to burn fat and how to boost testosterone naturally for more muscle growth.